Dogecoin to the moon. What's up, YouTube community, and welcome to Invest Desk, your number one channel for investing in cryptocurrency with daily updates, news, and forecasts. My name, of course, is Syed, and today it's Sunday afternoon. Awesome day, and some good news, some breaking news. But before I talk about the news, let me set the agenda. So the topic today that I'm going to talk about, and this is a fascinating topic. And it's really nice because the topic today is, let me get this right away, is talking about the inflationary design of Dogecoin versus, deflationary designs, all right, of other coins like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other altcoins. So we're going to take a look at why Dogecoin is actually, inflationary in nature. So we'll compare the two, why cryptocurrencies are inflation, why there's billions and billions of coins circulating. In Dogecoin there's no cap, but in Bitcoin there's a cap, therefore demand and supply, right? So that kind of concept we'll talk about. So you probably know all of this already, so share in the comments, post the comments if you know any of this. But this is interesting because I'm going to be covering a lot of these specific details of Dogecoin and the way it's designed. Okay, and then we'll also talk about long run, and of course we'll blend in the latest news. For example, the one that you see right here, Apple Magazine says Dogecoin, the new Bitcoin, is happening right now. Remember our stream a couple of days ago? We talked about this, right? This was about 3 days ago when I did the stream, and I said, is Dogecoin the next Bitcoin or even better, right? So go check that out, guys. I talked about this already. This is fascinating. So Apple Magazine yesterday just wrote an article. I'm going to share the article too and take a look at it if you've not taken a look at it, but you can do so. But welcome again to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, and of course comment, because that's the best way we can move forward. So I'm going to talk about the agenda once again. To lay it out is the inflationary design of Dogecoin and why it actually matters. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and first check my settings here for the actual comments here. So just give me a second. All right, great. All right, so yesterday's stream was pretty nice. We did a recap, by the way, for the past week, and that was super exciting. That was great. And today we're going to take a look at the performance of Dogecoin. By the way, it was at a dip, right, guys? So let me first quick share the actual chart before we move forward. Before I talk about the actual design and how Dogecoin is positioned to be in a good way, because inflation, as per economists, right, it's a good thing. Okay, I know the prices increase, but we'll talk about this. But before I actually do, let's first quickly take a look at the price chart, because it seems like it's going up. So let me bring that up quick. There we go. Awesome. There you go, it's right here. So Dogecoin took a dip all the way up to 0.4, 0.45, 0.42, right? Something like that. And guess what, guys? You guessed it right. Yes, I bought it. All right. So yeah, I did. Sorry, but I did buy it, right? That's the dip we've been waiting for. And that's exactly what we're after, right? We're after these dips. So it just went back up to 0.047, 0.048, and that's pretty neat. Okay, because it was at 0.05 for the entire week, kind of going sideways, right? No ups and downs too much. The average stabilization price was about 0.05, 0.055, right? That range. And just in fact, a few hours ago, right? It was over 3 or 4 hours ago, it took a dip. So let me make it bigger so you can actually see. There we go. Okay, so this is really nice, because now you see that the dips, and then of course it goes up, right? That's the pattern. I'm going to talk about this analysis a little bit more when we do talk about the price, the inflationary design, although it may not be directly related to, of course, the price charts, but in the long run, once we talk about it, once you take a look at it, why Dogecoin was actually created to be an inflationary designed coin, as opposed to all of the rest of the cryptocurrency, pretty much, that is deflationary. So we'll talk about that. Just bear with me here for a moment, because right now we're taking a look at the actual price of Dogecoin, which is at about 0.047, right? 0.048, and it's kind of going up. The trend is upwards. All right, so if you bought it at 0.041 3-4 hours ago, put it in the comment. Okay, let me in fact write it down. The question: did you buy Dogecoin at the dip, right? So let me know if you did or not. But this is pretty sort of like, it went down and just went up, okay, and it still continued to go up. So let's see where it kind of stabilizes, maybe back to 0.05, 0.055, or even higher, depends on what it is, because of course today is Sunday, right? So we did a full recap of last week of how the Dogecoin performed, and of course next week is super exciting. Several new developments have occurred, and there are others in the pipeline as we move forward. This is, by the way, daily, guys. So I also showed the Excel spreadsheet when we talked about when we did the stream yesterday. So and this is super exciting, because as we move forward, we are keeping track of our portfolio and how we're doing. So of course next week we'll also do another recap, and then we'll compare the two Excel documents together, or two Excel spreadsheets, so we understand the averages of what's going on. But this is where Dogecoin is right now. All right, so let's talk about briefly. I'm not going to do this a long stream. I'm just going to keep it short today because it's Sunday, right? So we'll talk about. I want to talk about the deflation and inflation, right? What that is, and what does that mean in terms of cryptocurrency. So deflation, think about this, okay? Deflation is essentially, or before I talk about deflation, let's talk about inflation, okay? Inflation occurs basically when price of goods and services rise. Just simple as that, okay? Let's keep it simple. So when these prices rise, inflation occurs of goods and services. Whereas deflation is just the opposite. When those prices go down or decrease, that's called deflation. Kind of makes sense, right? So the balance between these two economic conditions, inflation and deflation, basically, the opposite side. So, one is inflation, the other one is deflation, right? So the balance between these two conditions of the same coin, right, whether it's whatever coin it is delicate, and an economy can quickly swing from one condition to the other, okay? So just keep that in mind for now, just the basic definition, once we move exactly what's going on, okay? So most altcoins, for example, popular one, the top of the game, is designed, to be deflationary, okay? Okay, which means that there's a hard cap number of Bitcoins, and Bitcoin really works is, which basically means that the cap means, we talked about the market capitalization yesterday also, right? At 2040, right? 2040, you're not going to have come into the supply line, right? And altcoins like Litecoin, for example, they have similar setups. Okay, so now you know that in about 10-20 years, right, all of those Bitcoins would have been mined, and now you'll have just the ones that you can play with. Okay, there'll be no more. Now, that's one of the main reasons I'm going to talk on too, but this is the main reason why Bitcoin is actually Bitcoin are going up, because of this particular scenario, right? Demand and so it's designed as a deflation, that there's only limited supply. And if that's the case, of course, and down on the supply and demand, so to speak. Okay, that kind of makes sense. So that's really what Bitcoin is. But Dogecoin, on the other hand, okay, and I want you to keep that in mind. So Dogecoin, of course, I've already covered this in the previous. Go check those out. Tail. 28 billion this month to 18 million, like that. The largest communities in the crypto space. Dog logo and all this, it was a joke. We've covered this, right? So these are some interesting, once again, just a quick recap. But let's take a look at the design of Dogecoin. How the developers, the founders thought about, because essentially they were thinking that